I am the type of person that isn't really bothered when bad things happen. You see, I don't have any hatred for most individuals because they don't really deserve any sort of reaction. But I do have nothing but hate for the human race as a whole. So it doesn't really bother me when bad things happen. You see, I dream, folks. I dream of catastrophe. I dream of earthquakes and tsunamis. I dream of volcanoes erupting. I dream of meteors and asteroids coming down. I dream of just every calamity and catastrophe you can imagine, because, of course, everything in this world made by humans is a sham. Everything is phony. Society, civilization, people. It's all pretend. It's all make-believe. And after a certain amount of years, if you've lived long enough, I think that you should be tired and bored of all of this. This spectacle, this circus, this theater put on by most people. To me, it's not impressive. It's not interesting. It's silly and goofy nonsense. And I do not want to have anything to do with it. And whenever something bad happens, it just uplifts me, I guess I'm a misanthrope. I like entropy, I like chaos, anarchy. I like disaster, you know. So things are getting worse and worse. Most people don't seem to notice. The prices are going crazy. Hyperinflation is knocking at our door. Nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to mind. That's good, because I'm happy, because sooner than later, everything will come crashing down, will come tumbling down on our weary heads. And most people, because they're dumber than a sack of bricks, they will wake up one day and look around and discover that everything is eviscerated, and they will not know why, and they will ask the heavens, why us? Why us? What have we done? So I cannot wait for that day. I think, this is one of the big things. I think humanity has outstayed its welcome on this planet. We, as a species, we do not belong here. Everything else finds a balance, lives in balance with nature. Not us, though. So we do not belong here, and we have outstayed our welcome here. We, the human race, we are alien here. We are foreign. We are a foreign, malign entity, So that is why everything we touch just gets infected by us, gets infected, gets contaminated. So this is why I just love it when bad things happen, when the big institutions and organizations fail. All of the ideologies are set up to fail. Everything that people value and respect and defend, all of the things that people would die for, they will fail. They will not protect humanity in the long run. Most of the things that people worship, most of the things that people cherish, they are illusions and delusions. And you see, for example, In my country, there have been floods, big floods. Everything, the places that have been flooded, it's a disaster. It is everything is ruined. Everything is in shambles, and all the people, even though that this has happened every year, all of the people are just shocked that this happened yet again. Which reminds me of that of that stand-up by George Carlin. Absolutely funny. But what I want to say is that a lot of flooding has happened here, and everybody's just, oh boy, this is such a terrible thing. And meanwhile, I'm just so giddy. I'm just like, yeah, I like that. I like it when these sort of things happen because most people deserve it. Most people are morons, It's such a treat. It's such a relief when nature takes its course, when the universe delivers, And I would say, I have no hesitation when I say that it would not bother me at all if my country in particular were to be completely obliterated, deleted, erased from the map. It would not bother me at all because this country of mine is just it's a mistake. It is shameful. It is a disgrace. This country is just backwards. In this country, we're still primitive, We're 100 years, behind on most things. So, I'm not worried. I'm not troubled at all. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't weigh on my conscience, Doesn't doesn't bother me at all that sooner than later, everything will fall apart. Nature will take its course, All of the things that people dread, whatever it may be, the raising of the temperature, the ice caps melting, the big earthquake coming in Yellowstone, or, tsunamis of unprecedented degrees, the greatest volcanoes erupting, the rock from outer space, coming our way. All of that. I welcome all of that because not only we as a species do not deserve to live because of the atrocious things that we have done here, the vile acts that we have committed against nature and every other creature on this planet, but everything gets corrupted by us. Everything that we touch is worse for wear. We are truly, folks, the worst of the worst, and it keeps on getting worse. And nobody seems to be bothered by this. Nobody seems to care to notice of catastrophe. I welcome it. I invite it. I try to manifest it. I channel it. I conjure it. All of the great disasters in the world, and it's not because I hate an individual or a certain group of people. It's just as a whole, as a collective, we are just terrible, So I like it when great fires erupt all summer long. I like it. I like it when everything is incinerated. I like it. I like this combustion. I like it when stock markets crash. I like it that the economy is just in the pits. I like it that the national debt is flushed down the toilet so deep that we will never recover. I like that. I like it that even though it is obvious that a college degree is worthless, people still spend mountains of money and years of their lives to get a diploma. I like that. I like that. I like it that no matter what you try in this life, most people, despite the fact that they brag and boast so much, no matter what they do, most people still subsist on minimum wage. I like that. I like that. All of these. I like it that every tradition, every custom, every value, every principle, every type of morality is slowly being destroyed. These are the signs, the omens, the augurs, the signs, the premonitions, and the prophecies that everything will eventually crumble to dust beneath our feet, and nothing will remain. This really uplifts me in a way. It really just puts a smile on my face, to know that everything here will eventually be pulverized and obliterated. All of these great institutions like the IRS and the Chamber of Commerce, I like that. If the sun never rose again, and if we were plunged into eternal night, eternal darkness, and if it became cold, and if everything slowly disintegrated, if this were to happen overnight, I would go to bed with a smile on my face, and I would sleep like a baby, and I would know that I would never have to wake up again, because now it would be finally over. And everybody who has ever done everything terrible to somebody else would get their share, would get their just desserts. This is what I dream about, folks, and I don't really have any other type of dream, It's not even misanthropy anymore. It's just something beyond all of this. It's a philosophy that is poetry in motion. It's music to my ears. And most people, this is why it's so hilarious, so comical. Most people they don't see it. They don't see it that doomsday it is at our doorstep, the great the great end to all things, all systems will just inevitably come crashing down, and they will never recover. Most people cannot see this, and to me this is hilarious. And because of the way most people are, this is why I dream of catastrophe. Because this is the only reward, I think, in my view, that humanity deserves. Calamity, disaster, catastrophe, a true crisis that will render us completely and utterly eviscerated. This is it. And I don't say this with malice or hostility. It's just how I am after a lifetime of just witnessing what people do. I guess this is the result. This is the conclusion of just living long enough, and the people who are not like this, who are naive, gullible optimists, they do not have the capacity to see things for what they really are. They're optimists. They just hope for the better, for the best, and I'm shaking my head because I don't understand it at all. Why would you be this unless you are intellectually crippled? To hope. Only somebody who is not that smart, I would say, can hope. Hope is for the weak. Hope is for the dumb. Hope is for the simple-minded who don't know any better. So I dream of catastrophe. I flirt with disaster. I like calamity. I love it when bad things happen. Because to me, okay, maybe you disagree and that's fine. But to me, when these bad things happen on a massive scale, to me, it's justice. To me, it's justice from the universe. And what's so great about it is that it's unbiased. It's not prejudiced. It's just justice personified. And it does its job well. It delivers. And when it occurs, I'm just so relieved. You know, even my own city was threatened with, flooding because there's this big river that is close by actually to my place, and there was a real threat that, yeah, it could flood everything. And when I heard that, because I got the alert on my phone, I was just like, you know what? That sounds really neat. That sounds really fine and dandy to me. I wasn't worried. And this alert also said that maybe you should leave. Maybe you should leave and run away and just find higher ground. And I was just like, nope, not me. Because I was loving this shit. To me, this sounded correct. This seemed proper. That this should happen here in this ugly duckling of a city of mine. So I was not worried at all that a natural disaster, unbiased, could just ruin everything for everyone, including myself. I wasn't troubled. I wasn't troubled. I wasn't anxious. I wasn't scared. I wasn't really inclined to move anywhere. But I was, in a way, almost cheering for this to happen. I was applauding. I was channeling this thing to happen. I was manifesting, in a way. So in short, I'm a big fan of catastrophes. I like it when a crisis comes along and just slaps us silly over the head. Because I think that we need these reminders, folks. We need these reminders every single day because we have a tendency to just swell up with ego and we love to just boast about ourselves. We think high and mighty about ourselves, and I don't think that's a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. So, that's about it. If you enjoy this content, if you want to support your boy, I got a few books on Amazon. The link will be down below. If the link does not work, you can search my name, Griffith Samsara. Thanks for watching. See ya.